Stampin' card is using the Kind of Eclectic stamp set. We made this card at the Stampin' Up! Convention as one of our make and takes, and we also stepped it up, and I'm going to show you how we did that, and I'm going to even add a couple extra things. This is with the Kind of Eclectic stamp set, which when you first look at it, you kind of wonder what should I do with that, but this is a great accessory stamp, plus it makes some beautiful projects just like this. So we're going to take our cardstock, our 5.5 by 8.5 folded in half, and I'm taking the big circle sunray look with the Hello Honey ink pad, and I'm going to ink that up, and I'm stamping it right about 1 inch from the top of the card in the center, like that. Now you'll notice that when this dries, it's a whole different color, so you'll want to remember that when you first stamp it, sometimes it looks like, oh my gosh, that's not the color I thought it was going to be, but they dry a little bit lighter. And now I'm taking the Mossy Meadow and the leaf stamp, but I'm going to be off stamping that over here because I don't want it quite as dark, and I'm just stamping 2 of them. Off stamping it again, and then stamping here and here to give us our background. Now I'm taking some linen thread, and I've just kind of put this all together like this, and I'm going to put a little bit of snail down here because I'm going to just attach this to the card with that snail like that. Now I have a little piece of paper here, a designer paper, and I'm going to run my snail along that. I have used my silicone mat to keep it from sticking, and now I'm going to put this right along this area here, like that. And I have this little piece, and I want to clip the ends to give it a little pennant look. I don't know if that's the proper term, but this is the hexagon punch, which makes a perfect little flag look. And I'm taking the circles from that same stamp set, and I'm stamping this with crumb cake, off stamping it, and then I'm going to stamp it right on there. So we've off stamped several times today. And taking the saying from that stamp set called "A Little Kindness Goes a Long Way," and we're going to stamp that right like that. Now that one I'm going to place on the card using dimensionals. And what dimensionals do is give us dimensions. So I'm going to stick one on each side of this little flag, and I'm going to place that just above this little striped piece of designer paper. And now I've got these 3 little itty bitty essential punch pack. This is an essential for your stamping supplies. Those 3 little punches come all together, and I'm going to punch out 3 of the flowers, the 4-petal flowers from that set. And I like to take my bone folder and just kind of roll those ends of those petals up to give them, again, a little bit of dimension. And even when you put them in an envelope, they tend to stay dimensional when they pull them out because you've kind of given them this memory of some rolling. So we're going to put these, adhere these on with some glue dots. So I'm going to stick one right over here. And I'm going to tuck one kind of right under there, and another one right here. Now I'm going to take the Tangelo Twist. I have been using all the new in colors that came out in July, and I'm going to stamp my butterfly right there. And I'm going to take our butterfly punch that coordinates with this stamp set. So there's no fussy cutting. We're just going to punch that out. And again, I want to give this a little dimension, so I'm putting a dimensional on the back. Now I'm going to also punch out of our cardstock vellum a littler butterfly. And I've got this little teeny paper clip. I'm going to stick, oh, I couldn't put the dimensional on yet. You always get to see me at my finest, which is always goofing up, which is normal. So I'm going to stick, I've chose to put the smaller end of this paper clip in the middle like this. And now I'm going to just fold these little wings up a little bit to give it, again, some dimension. And I'm leaving this up. I'm not pushing it all the way down. Now we're going to stick our dimensional on the back of that. And we're going to add this down here like this. Now that's how we did it at convention, but I wanted to go just a little step further and add some rhinestones to this card, because I thought these, even though it looks great, I just thought I'd step it up a little bit more. So we're going to stick that one under there. And so there we have our stepped up version from this to this. And you can see that they're really okay either this way or stepped up this way. And be sure to add a little design to your envelope so when they get it in the mail, they know they're receiving a hand-stamped card. I hope you enjoyed today's stepped up Stampin' video, and hop over to our blogs. Allison at www.stampcrazywithallison.ca or stampstodiefor.com. Have a great day. Happy stamping.